You soon arrive at a crossroads. The way south leads back to the forest, so you may decide to ignore it. West or north? Let's have a look. Ooh, interesting. That's a dead end. Neat. Let's go west. Ahead, you see that the path ends at the door of a large hut made of dried mud. It has a domed roof and a single window. You peer through the window and see a large man with dark skin sitting at a table in the middle of the hut. He is bare-chested and is flexing the muscles of his arms. Let's go in and have a look with this bro. Look at him. This guy lifts. Good lord, does he lift. Not quite sure if he's... I don't think he's wearing trousers. Let's go. As you enter the hut, the big man smiles. He looks pleased to see you and starts to speak in a deep voice. Welcome, stranger. My name is Quinn, and I earn my living by my arms. Would you care for a little wager, perhaps at arm wrestling? Let's do it. If you possess an armband of strength, turn to 52. Cha-ching, baby, cha-ching. Quinn explains that he will wager some dust of levitation against an item or coins to the value of 10 gold pieces. As you sit down to the table opposite him, you deftly slip on the armband of strength onto your arm. You put your elbow onto the table and lock hands with him. His grip is like an iron jaw and his dark eyes look confident. His biceps bulge and he gives the signal for the contest to begin. You start to push his arm down and are amazed at your own strength. Sweat breaks out on his forehead and you can see the disbelief and pain in his face. You push harder and force his arm to the table in defeat. Neat. Win an arm wrestling contest. Go away, I can't read the text. Quinn stands up and walks silently to a wooden chest at the back of the hut. He lifts the lid and pulls out a small glass vial. He hands it to you and walks back to the table, where he slumps in his chair, looking thoroughly dejected. I think we technically cheated in that fight. The dust in the vial sparks in the light, and you put it into your backpack and leave the hut. Outside, you walk back to the junction in the path. So, we came from the east, so let's go north. Yes. As you work for... Try that again. As you walk further northwards across the plain, the grass gradually becomes shorter and the ground starts to rise gently. Ahead you hear the roar of crashing water. Soon you reach the bank of a wide river, split on 2 levels. To your right, the water is calm and slow-moving, but in front of you it tumbles noisily down a waterfall to a gorge below, where the river narrows and runs quickly west over rocks and boulders. Steps lead down by the side of the waterfall to the bottom of the gorge, although it is difficult to see where they end because of the spray thrown up. Across the river you see a path heading north into the distance. A small wooden boat is tied to a post to your right, where the river is calm. Let's go check out the base of the waterfall. You walk down the slippery stone steps to the bottom of the waterfall. You look up and see a magnificent rainbow reflected in the spray. It is dark in the gorge and impossible to see through the wall of water where the steps end. Let's go through. Oh, come on, there's always something behind a waterfall. We have to go through. You walk along the steps through the waterfall into a large cavern where there is a pool of still water. The steps run round the side of the pool and there is a stone table and chair on the far side. You go to the table and see fish scraps lying on it. Suddenly you hear a noise of splashing behind you. A strange creature climbs out of the pool and advances toward you armed with a trident. It's Aquaman! His legs are like a man's, but his face and torso resemble a large green fish with bulbous eyes. His arms are like yours, but are covered with large scales. He is a fish man, and you must fight him. Aquaman, the greatest Aquaman of all. Let's fight. This guy's not too bad. Yeah, look at that. We're already making friends. Ooh, no, it's the wolves all over again. Stab, stab, stab. Oh, that poor fishman. There is nothing of use or value in the fishman's cave, so you walk around to the north side wall. Steps lead back through the waterfall and up the north wall of the gorge to the top. You are at the foot of some hills and can see the path climbing up into their midst in the north. It is getting dark and night is closing in, so you decide to camp behind some rocks to the right of the path. You build a large fire and settle down to sleep with your sword by your side. You've been asleep for about an hour when the noise of deep growling wakes you up. You stand up without making a noise and grab your sword. You wait and listen. There is a full moon in the sky, and the light casts eerie shadows all around. You hear soft footsteps and sniffing, followed by another low growl. Then a shape which looks like a man steps out of the shadows to your right. As he gets closer, you see that his chest, arms, and face are covered with thick brown hair, and his long teeth protrude from his mouth. Well, he's not quite Teen Wolf, but, it's a werewolf. And you must fight. Ooh. So what, didn't this Belladonna do anything? So I've got the edge on him. And we'll start slicing him down a touch. Yes, we will. Come on, werewolf. Give me your A-game. Okay, there it is. I asked for your A-game and you gave it to me. Thank you. I mean, I didn't exactly have dreams for a flawless run where I took no wounds, but against the werewolf, I'm okay with that, for my sword isn't silver, so it shouldn't actually be hurting this guy. But we'll overlook that for now. If the werewolf wounded you during combat, turn to 155. Okay, that's what the Belladonna's for. You settle down to sleep again, but start to shake and tremble. Sweat pours from your body, although you feel very cold. Do you possess Belladonna? I do! You reach for your backpack and take out the Belladonna. It is poisonous, but its effects will stop you from turning into a werewolf yourself. You lose 2 stamina points for the effects of the poison. The effects of the Belladonna and the bite of the werewolf wear off, and you finally manage to get back to sleep. In the morning you collect your belongings and head north along the path into the hills. Well, unless I'm going to encounter this goblin pretty soon. It's getting close, man. Getting really close. And I guess there may not be a joiner there either. Where is that head? Where was I? The ground is quite steep as the path winds its way into the hills. By the time you reach the top, the sun is quite hot. All around in the distance you see the dark green circle of Darkwood Forest. Mist still hangs in the tall grasses behind you, but ahead you see a valley floor bathed in sunlight. All is quiet. As you start down the far side of the hill, you see a junction in the path. North or east? Oops, not adventure sheet. Go back to the map. So if I go east, I can do some stuff here. But I guess I may as well go north, and if the head isn't here, then it'll probably be along this branch somewhere. So let's go north. North. The path runs through a narrow gorge between 2 hills. You feel vulnerable and draw your sword, expecting to be ambushed at any moment. Unfortunately, because you are concentrating on watching the size of the gorge, you don't see a small patch of leaves and branches on the path ahead. Your foot goes right through the thin covering of a trap, and you plunge 4 meters to the bottom of a rocky pit. To add to your misfortune, a wooden stake with a sharp tip points out of the center of the pit. Sometimes lucky. Lucky. You manage to avoid landing on the wooden stake, but fall heavily to the floor, losing 2 stamina in the process. I am alive. Do you possess boots of leaping? I do! Lord of Bounce. Boing. So basically all the achievements in this game are for having the right item for the right situation. The pit is circular with smooth sides, and you are weak from your fall. You reach into your backpack and pull out the brown leather boots. They are very light on your feet. You crouch down, and in one mighty leap you are out of the pit. You dust yourself down and continue your walk north toward the gorge. Continuing down the gorge, you see the handle of a sword sticking out from a large rock by the side of the path. Interesting. Want to try and pull the sword free? Hell yes. You take the sword and place your foot against the rock. Roll 2 dice. Equal or less than your skill score. Sometimes lucky. The sword slowly slides out of the rock. The sword is magnificent and was obviously made by a master craftsman. It feels powerful in your hand. You gain 2 points on top of your current skill score when using your enchanted sword. Cutting your new weapon through the air, you set off north down the gorge. Nice. Between the hills you see the flat green valley floor stretching out ahead and beyond a sinister wall of trees. Darkwood Forest. So yeah, the Darkwood Forest is sort of around in a ring, and there's this random gorge in the middle which is empty. Because nature does not grow here. Or something like that. Well, I guess we go north and just finish off this this bit here. I bet the head turns out to be over here somewhere. It'll be just my luck. Oh, hang on, we have to go west or east. So we want to go west. I still trust the pet shop boys. The path makes a sudden turn to the right and heads north across the valley floor. To the left of the path you see a large pond with a small wooden hut with a thatched roof by its edge. Let's go in. You walk around to the front of the hut and see a large blue vase on a small porch. There is nobody about. You open the door of the hut and there is nobody inside. The hut is also devoid of any furniture or objects. You walk You walk outside again and inspect the blue vase. You look inside, but despite the sunlight are unable to see beyond the rim. The vase is filled with an eerie blackness. You shake it and hear a rattling sound. Drop the vase, put your hand in the vase, or ignore the vase. Well, I have the ring that allows me to see into blackness. I'm going to bookmark this. My intuition is to put my hand in the vase. As your hand descends into the inky blackness of the vase, it is gripped by an intense pain. First it feels as if it is being crushed, and then it feels as if it is on fire. Well, keep feeling around, baby. The pain in your hand becomes almost unbearable, but you still retain feeling in it. At the bottom of the vase, your hand comes into contact with several objects. You grasp them and pull your hand quickly out of the vase. You are surprised to see no mark or sign of injury on your hand. You examine your treasure and find 5 gold pieces, a dragon's tooth, an interesting piece of painted canvas, and a glass phial containing a potion of strength, which will restore 5 stamina points whenever you decide to drink it. You gain 1 luck and return the path to head north. Nice. Now, does this take me back to where I was? Yeah, I'm back where I was. So I guess I can go east and see what's here. Go east. Whoa, hello. Hey, sexy lady. What's going on? Wow. Didn't see you last time. Interesting. The path forces its way through the gnarled trees and thorny bushes. You hear growling above you and look up to see a creature which appears to be half cat and half girl. Alright. Nice. Nice. Lying on a branch over the path. It has short black shiny fur like a panther, but there are paws at the end of its arms and legs with sharp claws. Its face has human features with slanted eyes, that's racist, and long teeth. It looks as if it's about to pounce. I wish to draw my sword and fight the Catwoman. Turn off for thee. Quickly run ahead. Oh, well, if Catwoman wants to tussle, then let's go. Fight a feline foe? Really? Just fight... whatever. Let's go. Okay, skill looks good. Let's fight. Fight for my right to party. It's a balanced battle. Back and forth, trading blows. These valiant heroes struggle on, but the Catwoman is laying low. I win. The ears of the Catwoman are pierced by 2 gold studs. They are worth 5 gold pieces each, and you put them in your backpack. That's a bit, disheartening. You're at a junction. Continue east. Ooh, hello. Wow. Wait, what? No, surely I'm further down now. What? Yeah, I'm probably here, not here. They just didn't update the token. Walking along the path, you see a small man wearing an iron helmet and a chainmail coat, sitting on a log by the side of the path. He is a dwarf, and he does not look very pleased to see you. I push him off the log. No, I'm not going to do that. I'll try and start a conversation. You ask the dwarf if he comes from Stonebridge. He glares at you and jumps to his feet, grabbing his axe. He tells you that he hates the dwarves of Stonebridge, and that he is searching Darkwood Forest for the Gilbrand's warhammer to take it back to his village, Mirewater, in the west. He tells you that his name is Trumbull, and that his favourite eagle has been lost while attempting to seize Gilbrand's warhammer. You realise that you are talking to an enemy of Stonebridge. You lose 1 luck point. What does that take me? Oop, no, not map. Not map. Takes me down to 7. Still pretty good. Attack, or bid him farewell. Let's take him out. The dwarf is a hardy old fighter and swings his axe with great skill. But not as good as me. Let's go. Not as good as me. Thank you, that's better. Pride comes before a fall and all that. I'm sorry, my dwarf companion, but the time has come for you to fall. I rummage through the dwarf's backpack and find an interesting piece of painted canvas as well as a corked bottle containing a clear liquid. Well, he wouldn't be carrying poison, so let's drink it. You drink the clear liquid slowly from the bottle. It tastes very bitter, and you are apprehensive about what you have done. But then a glow radiates through your body and you feel invigorated. You have drunk a health potion and gained 3 stamina points to your score. You set off east along the path. Which means I can just... It really isn't updating that token. Blah blah blah, continue east. Another junction, the way south valley, so head north. Okay, so now at the end, yes. This map is getting really dicky. Ahead you hear the thumping of heavy footsteps and the noise of branches breaking. It sounds as though some huge creature is coming down the path towards you. Ha! I shall face it valiantly. Okay, hello. The thumping and crashing gets louder and suddenly you see a huge leg appear in front of you. Looking up you see that the leg belongs to a man some 5 meters tall. He is wearing green canvas clothing and fur boots. He appears to be in a hurry and is crushing through the undergrowth as though it wasn't there. He is a forest giant. On seeing you, his eyes widen and he raises his great wooden club. Oh, it is time to duel, my friend. Only 9 stamina? Man, I'm surprised. Crush this guy. Crush this guy into the ground. Slice his legs and take him to the dog pound. Sick rhymes. Bro. Oh man, this giant is getting R-E-K-T wrecked. I'm sorry, giant, but I played Dark Souls. I played a lot of Dark Souls. Stuffed inside the forest giant's clothing, oh my, you find a brass lantern with a green wick. There is no liquid inside it to burn. Perhaps it is a magical lantern. I'll just make a bookmark here. My first instinct... Oh, it's a brass lantern. There's no oil. I'll rub it. I'll give it a good old rub. So you rub the lantern, green smoke slowly starts to rise from the wick and takes shape. It forms the outline of a fat old man with a bald head sitting on a cushion. His mouth opens slowly and in a deep voice he says, "Well, what do you want?" You tell him of your quest and he tells you that he's unable to offer you material gain or wealth. He can only offer you personal well-being. You restore your skill, stamina, or luck to its initial level. As soon as you make a choice, the genie disappears and the lantern turns black. That's racist. You throw it to the ground and head north. Stamina. Easy. Easy. Where are we now? Okay, so we've come... I'm guessing this bit gets revealed when you're going up this area. Blah blah blah. The path twists and turns and then makes a sudden sharp turn to the west. Following the new course, you are aware of squawking in the trees all around you. You hear the flapping of wings and look up to see 3 large birds swooping down on you. Their beaks and talons look razor sharp. You only have a second in which to draw your sword and defend yourself against the Death Hawks. Alright, there are 3 of them, but they're pretty weak. Man, I'd have to really roll badly for these guys I had to say it. Of course I had to say it. Ah, dear. I love that all these rolls, I keep stacking the dice somehow. It's magic. Yep, take it out. Oh, this one's slightly more skilled. Save the best till last, that's what they say. But sadly their best is just not good enough. I win. One of the Death Hawks has a silver band around one of its legs. It has an inscription on which it reads, "Death awaits you." You decide to leave the silver and head quickly west. I arrive at another junction in the path. Oh yeah, okay, this is just the way out. Yep. Hang on, this... Oh yeah, this is... ignore it. Don't need to fight the wyvern. Do I want to fight the bandits again? Well, I'm about to lose all my items anyway, so I may as well. They can have that. 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 There we are. The bandit woman takes the items from you and steps back to let you pass. You head north again and soon notice the trees beginning to thin out on either side of the path. Eventually, the path leads out of the trees into the ploughed field. You are out of Darkwood Forest. But we're gonna have to do this again. Save versus death. Sometimes lucky. Really? Really? The game's trying to tell me something. Okay. Scroll the wheel. Cool. Please use it. Test your luck. Sometimes lucky. That's better. Alright, let's go around this crazy circuit again. Nope. Can I just press enter? Yeah. Yes. Okay, whatever. I wonder, is my... Yeah, I got the 60 gold again. La 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 la. Buying everything because why not? Hey, if you can, why not buy it? It's not like I'm gonna have to kick the can. That's not even a lyric to this rhyme. Right. So, once again, we go west. No, wait. Oh. Poop nickels. That was not the right button. God damn it. Sometimes lucky. I'm sorry. I will, I was too caught up in going west, because, you know, the Pet Shop Boys. They led me wrong, though. Terrible. How dare they? Unless there's some sort of huge conspiracy whereby it's actually impossible to get both halves of it, and you actually go around in an eternal circle in this game, and this is actually one of the 7 circles of hell, or purgatory. East, north, hide, don't, cave, throw, gloves, creature, open, fight, fight. Come on. I wonder why they let you click the dice to make them jump around. I don't understand the point of that. Leave the cave. Test your luck. Oh dear. Well, we get to see something different this time. I'm unlucky, the sword slips from its scabbard and drops to the ground. Dingle dangle, get caught in an ogre's tree trap. You curse as you wonder who set this infernal trap. After 10 minutes you hear footsteps and begin to panic, making frantic swaying movements in the air, trying to free your foot from the noose. Then a small boy dressed in green leather shorts and a green shirt appears. He is chewing on what looks like a chicken bone. He walks underneath you, looks up and smiles, saying, "Ha ha, somebody's caught in the ogre's tree trap." You ask him politely to pass you your sword. "That'll cost you 5 gold pieces, or perhaps you have a nice magical item for me," he says, eyes widening. You're in no position to argue and must give the boy the gold or one of your magical items. Yeah, give him the gold. Job done. The small boy passes you your sword and runs down the path. You cut the rope holding your foot and fall heavily to the ground. You get to your feet and brush the dirt from your clothes. Neat. Ignore. Alright, let's look at the map. So, this time, I'll go west, and then it's just straight north. Okay. West. North. And then north. Yep, north. I'm sorry, Pet Shop Boys, but we're going north. In the distance, to the right of the path, you see large birds circling in the sky. As you get closer, you recognize them as vultures. Yeah, I do wish to step off the path and see what they're interested in. Okay. Nasty. Damn, son, where'd you find this? Ahead in the grasses you hear a low moan. You look up to see the vultures patiently waiting overhead. A few steps further, and you see the ugly sight of a huge man with muscles like knotted iron, staked out in the ground. His arms and legs are tied to 4 large wooden pegs driven deep into the ground. The man is naked except for a small loincloth. They really do like to just point that detail. And his skin is badly blistered from the sun. His face and chest show blooded signs of cruel torture. His captors would not have gained the information they sought from him because he is a barbarian. Let's cut him free. You cut the thick ropes holding the barbarian. He grunts and sits up to rub his wrists and ankles. He looks at you and sneers. He is either delirious or ungrateful, for he pulls out one of the wooden stakes on the ground and turns to attack you. Sucks to be him, because I am gonna R-E-K-T. Wreck that poor barbarian. I'm sorry, Barbarian. I know that it is far more honourable for you to go down, fighting a glorious battle. But this was one battle you should not have taken. We could have been brothers. We could have been brothers! I win. That is the last time you're going to do anybody a favour for some time. Return to the path, you head north again. Let's have a look-see. Okay, so we're crossing the river again. Gradually, the grass around you becomes shorter as the ground gently starts to rise. Ahead you can hear the sound of flowing water. Soon you reach the bank of a slow-flowing river. The river is very shallow, and stepping stones cross it from the far bank, where the path continues north into the distance. Hell yeah, let's go on the stepping stones. You step carefully along the slippery stones to the other side of the river. You see that the path continues north into the hills, but as it is getting dark you decide to make camp for the night under a large solitary tree to the right of the path. You build a large fire and settle down to sleep with your sword by your side. You've been asleep for an hour when the soft noise of fluttering wings wakes you up. You sit up and grab your sword, and in the light of the full moon you see 3 large shapes flying towards you. They look like large bats, but as they swoop in close you see the unmistakable fangs of vampire bats. Good thing we have those garlic buds. Oh yeah. More Chivos, baby, Chivos. You reach quickly into your backpack and pull out the garlic buds. The vampire bats close in on you, but veer away at the last second, screeching loudly. They hover above you, eager to drink your blood, but the garlic keeps them at bay. Eventually they fly off in search of some other prey. Leaving the garlic by your side, you settle down to sleep again. In the morning, you collect your belongings and head north along the path. The ground is quite steep as the path winds its way into the hills. By the time you reach the top, the sun is quite hot. Hang on, haven't we done this? No, it's a different one apparently. The ground is quite stable, blah. All around us you see the green circle of darkwood forest. Mist hangs in the tall grass behind you, but ahead you see a valley floor bathed in sunlight. All is quiet. As you start down the far side of the hill, you see a junction in the path. North or west? I see. Well, there's nothing there, so north. The path runs north down the hill between large boulders and rocks. You have an uneasy feeling that you are being watched. Then, from behind one of the larger boulders to the left of the path, spring 2 sinewy men with long hair and beards. They are wearing animal furs and look menacing. One notches an arrow to his bow and lets it fly. Test your luck. Sometimes lucky. Arrow misses me and flies past. The men curse and jump up and down in anger at having missed you. They start to argue and push each other around. They seem to forget all about you. Well, I'm not going to tolerate such an insolent behaviour. Let's go. I draw my sword and charge at the wild hillmen, who stop their argument and turn towards you, screaming and wielding axes. Fight! Let's go, hillmen. My brave knightly valiance cannot be undone by your uncultured, unwashed hippiness. That was close to run away. Fight on. Gotta take this guys down. Fight. Fight these guys. I'm gonna take them down. All the way down to downtown. Oh, that wasn't hard. Around the neck of one of the wild hillmen you find a small silver key. Ah, okay. Hanging on a small leather cord. You untie the leather cord and put the key in your backpack. You set off north again. So at this point you could unlock that key thing, which is to the west. Walking down the hill you see the valley floor stretching out ahead and beyond. A sinister wall of trees. Darkwood. On the other side of the trees lies Stonebridge, your journey's end. Arriving on the valley floor, you see that the path comes to a junction. Well, I want to see what that silver key does. So I'll probably go west, save, try the north. If the north fails, then keep going west. So west. The valley floor is covered with lush green grass and is very flat. I arrive at another junction. I save on page 221. Head north. To the left of the path, you notice a large mud pool bubbling loudly. Steam rises from the thick bubble breaking the surface of the mud. Throw a gold piece into the mud and make a wish. Rub some hot mud into your wounds. Yes, make a wish.